Really happy about the win. Obviously, there's a lot of things that we can improve on, but to give a lot of credit to Arizona, their coaching staff did a great job getting their guys ready to play. They're really motivated, and I think once we got things figured out, they just kept fighting through it. So I was really proud of the fight from our team to respond and find a way to get the win. So that was the major thing. Obviously, there's a lot of places to improve on, but just glad we got the win, and now we can just get that one out of the way and find a way to improve from week 1 to week 2. So I'll take any questions you guys have.
What did you like about Jaron in his season opening start?
Yeah, I thought he made some plays. I mean, I look at the he broke a long one for scrambled. He created some space for himself with his legs in the backfield, and I like the composure, the poise that he had. He's a great leader for us, So I think that obviously he knows that there's some things that he wants to do and plays that he wants to get back, and so we're just going to look forward to learning as much as we can from this game and finding ways to get better. But that guy knows how to play football and how to create space, and his athleticism is something that's really beneficial for our program. So I like the way he controls the offense, and we obviously had some guys got banged up, so hopefully we can get those guys back and be healthy for next week. Because when Gunnar went down, that caused some issues, and we had some guys that we tried out, practiced all week, and they tried in the game, and then it came time to make a decision on what was best for the young men. I'm talking about the Nakuas and Max Tooley and some Jackson Kafusi. And it's just, I think the decision was to just keep them out and, try to find a way to get them healthier for next week. So I'm glad we were able to get that done. But I think hopefully we can get all those weapons back for Jaron to use on offense and get some more weapons back on defense and create more depth for us as a team and as a whole.
Really had one turnover in the entire game. Was that interception by Livingston? How big was that?
That was huge. Hayden coming in. I mean, the major issue is we had to defend a lot of snaps. Look here, they had 83 plays, and that's our own doing on defense. We've got to find a way to get off the field, and they went for it on 4th down quite a bit, and they went for it on. I mean, they had 3rd and short, so we got to create longer 3rd downs and try to get some disruptive plays. But the guys played hard. I'm glad Hayden came in, and we rotated our defense quite a bit because of the amount of reps and the long drives that were going on, and we have a lot of faith in Hayden being able to control the defensive backfield. So that was huge for us. I don't know how many times they took shots downfield, but I think we were in pretty good position most of the time.
You'll have to probably look at the film, but what went on that play that coughed up the safety?
Declined the penalty. I mean, if I look back at it, declined the penalty. I thought, okay, I was hoping that maybe they try to go for it, or that it would be a difficult punt. Nobody wants to practice really those 30-yard punts, and the punter kicked a good ball, and it took a weird hop and got us on the 1-yard line, and that kind of puts ourselves in a bad spot. I think the score was 21-3 at the time, and then the 1-yard line. I thought maybe the offense could get us out of that bad field position, but credit to Arizona, they made some plays and got the safety. The hard part about that is that you get a safety and then you also have to kick off from the 20. And so they got a good return. And so it just seemed like they started to gain some momentum. And then they scored and got the 2-point conversion. And then now everything's kind of flipped, So we had to find a way to react. And I like the way our guys fought through and eventually won the game for us.
Well, what was it like, the evolution of the game? Because you mentioned going in, you weren't positive what Arizona was going to do, how they were going to approach things. What was that like, having to try and make those adjustments in game as you saw what they were doing?
You're right. I mean, I think they changed up, had some change of tempo things, and we were prepared for a lot of it. But there's just so much going on that defense, offense, that we're trying to figure out what they're doing. And a lot of it, there's some new things, but most of it was kind of true to what we saw on film. and what we try to prepare for. And I think the biggest swing in the game was that whole series from the punt to the 1 yard line, the safety, and then the next following series. So I still feel like we could have got ourselves in a better position to score more points on offense. I mean, they had way more plays than we did. If I'm going to talk about our defense, I like the way they handled most of the run game. Keenan said it himself, we had to tackle better, but I think that's going to be something we'll try to emphasize. But we had a lot of guys in there and tired bodies, and just had to find ways to react to the check down. And we changed up some play calls. You guys saw some blitzes in there, so I don't have to hear about the complaining that we never blitz. So yeah, so we were able to change some things up, and I like the way Tuyaki prepared the defense. I think it was, for the most part, it was a little bit bent. We bend a lot because of the yards, the passing yards especially, but find ways to keep being disruptive with our pass rush. And I think getting like Batty and all those guys back and getting this game under their belt would be. I think it's going to be good for us. We'll see from week 1 to week 2, but I think a lot of coaches will say the biggest improvement happens in the season from week 1 to week 2, and this is a good time for us to improve and get better.
Last couple questions for Coach.
The field goal by Justin Smith is huge.
Yeah.
What was just confident that he could make it?
Yeah, and Jake wasn't able to go today as well. So we were still working with him on some things and injury. We were hoping that he'd be able to kick for us. He did this week and just wasn't feeling right today. So we were lucky that Justin was able to step in and do that. And we have a lot of confidence in him. And he, I think the first PAT was just kind of an odd thing that I'm not sure what happened, but there's a movement up front, and it caused a little bit of lack of focus from our snap to our hold, and then we had that mistake. So I'm glad that we got that fixed later on, and we were able to go for a 2-point conversion and get the points back up.
Tony, what were the emotions that you and the team were feeling like when Ellis was down on the field there?
Yeah, that was scary. It was scary because I was trying to, in those moments, you're trying to just hope for, you hope for the best, even in that situation. And we just weren't seeing a lot of improvement right away. And then it started to come to, and we were relieved that he was moving his arms and his legs. And he just kept wanting to get up, and then it was a scary moment. I think I just give a lot of credit to our athletic training group, sports medicine. They were there, and they did a good job trying to convince him and could control him a little bit, and from what we know, they're going to still hold him and run some tests just to make sure. But it looks like everything's improving, and he's moving his arms and his legs, so that's a good sign for us. But that was hard. I mean, that's nobody likes to see that. It was hard for us, but it was also hard for Arizona. That's the scary part of the game when someone goes down like that. It just kind of, because there's so much time that took place in that there was a lapse in the game, and we just had to kind of get back after it on both sides.
Can you give us an update on any of the other guys that got injured? Like with his arm?
Gunnar got banged up. Lopa came back in and played. I'm trying to think of who else. Yeah, Gunnar didn't come back and play, so we're going to evaluate that. And then we feel really good about the Nakuas for next week. Samson went back in there and got on our hands team. So that was we're lucky that he's aware and knows where he's supposed to be, and lucky that he helped win the game for us. And so we're hoping to get those guys back 100% for next weekend.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, guys, thank you.